What's happening, YouTube? Anthony on Power Rangers Lost Galaxy fan film with a brand new PRLostGalaxy2014 review on McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Batman from Batman the Animated Series. This was one of those earlier DC Multiverse figures that Todd McFarlane's company made back in 2021, 2022, I believe. And I remember seeing this animated series Batman from a local Target store back in 2021 during the Big V. And back in the time when I didn't have the money to afford the figures back then yet, but I do now. But because again, I'm making clear that I'm trying to collect as many of the DC Multiverse figures as much as possible from Todd McFarlane and every other McFarlane toy DC thing until the license expires. Now, what took me this long to get this Batman was simple. As much as I've always been a huge fan of the animated series from the 90s and the DC animated universe that Paul Dini, Bruce Timm, and them established since Batman the Animated Series until Justice League Unlimited, that I've always wanted one of these figures. And I think this is one of the most authentic looking animated series Batman figures, if not one of the most prestigious figures ever released of the Dark Knight in animation. And basically known to also honor Kevin Conroy, the definitive voice of Batman and my childhood Batman. Rest in peace, Kevin Conroy. This is for you. You will always be Vengeance the Night Batman, and from my childhood. And so I figured to honor yet again Kevin Conroy, who was the voice of Batman in the animated series, the Arkham games, Justice League, Batman Beyond, the rest. That I would do a review on him. Yeah, I mean, on this Batman. I do have another Batman figure that was also by Todd McFarlane Toys, based on the style of the animated series, but I'll take a look into that later. So this is the front of the package of this animated series Batman, and I do also have animated series Superman to compare this with later on, but I don't want because right now the storage unit is a little stuffy right now. But I'm still working the kinks out as of this recording. So this is how animated series Batman looked, especially if you did have this figure back in 2021, 2022. And this is how the back of the card looks from the animated series, because yeah, I will forever love this version of Batman, because then again, September 5th, 1992, animated series came out the day I was born. So that's why I'm releasing the video now to honor 33 years of the animated series. And he came out in this way featuring 2 Harley Quinn figures. One I did found of Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn from the Birds of Prey movie, but it's going to be hard finding this Harley Quinn. Then you also got this Nightwing, and then this Batman, and I don't know who this is in this. So with that in mind, let's take a look at animated series Batman and all of his animated to live action toy glory. Okay, now that we got animated series Batman out of the package, because man, it's fantastic that how they put this figure together when McFarlane started, because he did only a few animated character figures. You know, animated series Batman, animated series Superman, Cyborg from the 2003 Teen Titans animated series, and Green Lantern from the Justice League animated series. So there was like only a few animated DC animated cartoon figures that McFarlane did in the multiverse, but I guess they wanted to relegate the cartoon looking figures to the DC Direct. Even Batman Beyond with his DC Direct figure release based on the animated series from that. Okay, so before I go over this gargantuan Batman that was from McFarlane's earlier efforts, so like with all of my DC Multiverse figures, he comes with this base stand with the DC logo, the 2016 DC Comics logo, imprinted, which you can see from even what the light is picking up on it. And this is, you know, like with all those base stands. The accessories that he comes with is also a great selection, because again, it ain't Batman the Animated Series without his back grapple, and yeah, that sound effect when the and then when he swings up and go away or whatever. And I really like the way how they capture the essence of the animated look of the grappler gun that Batman always had, especially with that little harpoon hook to it. So you have that piece. and then the two red buttons when Batman would press it when he goes up, and, you know, and for those who've seen the animated series, you know, and I know I have. And he would press these two buttons to hit the grapple, so when he starts getting ready to, you know, fly off or swing to some direction in Gotham City, he would use that effect, you know, use that. And I think this hand is where you would put the grapple gun in it, I think, but it's not going to be the best of efforts how I'm doing it. So, because I got one hand with the batarang in it, so you're not really going to get much. Well, it's the best I can do with it with this hand, but I guess. But this will do. As with all the DC Multiverse figures from McFarlane, you got a trading card featuring the bio. You can pause the video so you can carefully read what's on the back of the card. And if you already know Batman the animated series, like I have, you already know the gist of this Batman and what he was all about in the 2 seasons and 60 some episodes of or 80 episodes of the animated series, and then whatever episodes of TMBA, New Batman Adventures following Superman the animated series. So this is the bio card for this iteration of Batman, and I really love this iconic image of animated series Batman. Even though the blue on the cape and everything with the cell shaded highlights of the blue, it can look a little purple, even depending on what the what the camera's picking up on that, and even also how faded the red of Gotham from the animated series was. I can fix that in color correction and post-production. So there's the trading card. Now, what about animated series Batman and his overall figure? It's fantastic, but it does give me vibes of, you know, the way how McFarlane did animated series Batman and even Superman in his first effort at doing the DC Multiverse. These figures, I mean, particularly like Superman and Batman, because again, I will review animated series Superman next, but just the way how animated series Batman looks by McFarlane's first effort in doing the DCAU incarnations of two of my favorite superheroes in all of pop culture and the DC universe. But my most favorite superhero of all time, the man himself. I don't know about you guys, but the way how animated series Batman is sculpted, I mean, I like the detail they put on this figure, I'll give it that. But I'm just nervous to say, but I have a feeling that this Batman and even the Superman I just pulled out from the DCAU and the way how McFarlane Toys sculpted it, doesn't this remind anybody in terms of the sculpting of and the posture of the characters? Doesn't this remind you of something out of like Team Fortress 2 or something like that, like the video game Team Fortress 2? And then there's some shades of like Mr. Incredible from the Incredibles on animated series Batman and Superman, given the sculpting, because it does give me a bit of Mr. Incredible vibes a little bit, but for, you know, if Mr. Incredible was Batman, but what am I kidding? But yeah. And then the classic Batman insignia. I mean, it tried to be close to how the logo always looked in the cartoon, but close enough. But like with also all other Batman branding that we would see in a lot of, you know, merchandise with Batman on it. But yeah, it's a very fantastic, well-made figure. But there's also some slight problems I've noticed upon taking them out of the box. I've noticed there is a chipped elbow piece to this arm, because like they must I don't know how that got to be. I mean, it's not like I was trying to yank it out of the box so hard and then try to break the arm off or anything. It can't be that problem. And also it could be also transparent with some chafing on this arm too. So it's also noticeable upon review, you know, even before reviewing this portion. The belt, I like the way how they sculpted the belt straight from how he had it in the cartoon, but it's also a little loose too, so it feels loose. The cape is really thick plastic, thick rubber too, so it's like, this was before we would get these cloth capes for Batman and Superman later on, specifically Batman, but just the way how they did this figure is great. But yeah, the chafing on the elbow, you know, the the forearms going down to the lower arms. I don't even know what the heck how that came to be, but that was just like, what on earth was that, McFarlane? Plus the legs on animated series Batman. I mean, is his legs even supposed to be like that? Is it supposed to be skinny? I mean, compared to his like his thighs and his upper legs, like, is it? Because I mean, animated series Batman shouldn't even have skinny legs like that. I mean, I understand given, you know, the 90s cartoon aesthetic, you know, that I grew up with, but I don't know. I mean, I know plenty of cartoon characters from the 90s that have had legs like this, and then when you translate them from, you know, animation to toy in the palm of your live action hand, it can be like, really? I mean, can you imagine also if I had like figurines of other cartoon characters like Homer Simpson from The Simpsons or Hank Hill from King of the Hill, and the proportions on their bodies looked like a little off from when you translate them from the cartoon animation cells and all that to a toy for collectors and even kids. But yeah, but you know, this animated series Batman, again, for someone who is a huge fan of this Batman growing up, and someone who's a fan of the DC animated universe, you know, yeah, it's a must-have, but it can also have its imperfections too. So we're going to take a look at his articulation points, since I've delved a little bit on designs and you know, some choices made to make the figure. Even there's some chafing on like the toe articulation. I don't know how that came to be when they put it together. So, okay, elbow crunches not as often, because again, this is like early McFarlane DC Multiverse here. So, what do you expect? So the elbow crunch is just like this. It's like if Batman wants to raise his fist up and, like, you know, ready to, like, you know, get heated with somebody, or Batman for president kind of pose with the arm up and stuff, with the arm and fist up. And then same go for this elbow, but you know, it was tough getting the elbows to going together, but this is just as far as you can go with the elbow crunching on that. And then the hands, of course you can switch the hands out and put in the other hands for when he's holding weapons like his grappler and batarang. And then let's take a look at butterfly joint, like, no, abdomen crunch. You could spread the arms out, but due to the shoulder, you know, the capes, you know, the cape covering the shoulders, you're not really going to get much butterfly articulation, you know, spreading the arms out much enough. Even same go when I go over animated series Superman later. Okay, you can still turn the arms around just like this, and there you go. And just also be careful with the shoulder, you know, these forearms on the elbows. Okay, as for the abdomen, there is barely any abdomen crunch because, again, given the sculpting on the figure, so there is no abdomen crunch, but you can tilt the abdomen and the stomach around, you know, left and right, tilting certain directions. Then about the knee crunch. Knee crunch, given the legs are very skinny, you can get some good knee crunch articulation on animated series Batman on this leg and on, well, okay, I'm scared to break this. I'm scared. Okay, got it. There is toe articulation, so, you know, yeah, you can also do the feet just like this, and then flip the toes and get some toe articulation, and there you have it. And also, if you want to put Batman on the display stand, because he's not going to stand by himself on the blue background in my video, so we'll just place him on the stand proper like a trophy, because I guess it's best to stand him that way. Same go for the DC direct figures of the animated series Batman that I also have in storage, which I'll go over later. So, in my last thoughts, I really love this animated series Batman, although the chafing on the elbows are a little questionable when they made the figure, and given how rough it got when they Again, got to remember, this was Todd McFarlane's first effort at doing the DC Multiverse line after he acquired the rights from Mattel the first time. But since, as of 2025, as of this recording, Mattel is going to come back with the DC license after McFarlane's time with the license runs out. So, for something that I should have gotten back in 2021 or 2022 during the Big V, making up for it in 2025. And for someone who's a die-hard Batman the Animated Series fan, and someone who's a fan of the DC Animated Universe, someone who's also always been a fan of Kevin Conroy's Batman, and for anyone who's also a Batman fan in general, Animated Series fan, DCAU fan, this is definitely, I would say, a must-have for any Batman fan and DC Comics fan in general. So that's my 2 cents on it. So I do highly give it, I want to give it 2 thumbs up, but due to some chafing and some limited articulation, it's just a thumb up. I mean, it's still a good figure. I'm not saying it's like it's a thumb down or 2 thumbs down kind of, no. Because, you know, I can't do animated series Batman like that, because again, this is my childhood we're talking here. Anybody's childhood from the 90s Batman we're talking here. So, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe, drop a like, share this video with your friends, and I'll see you guys next time with a brand new DC Multiverse review and other reviews to come.